Hi, I'm back. I don't know if any of you here. Hello. Right, finally we have some kind of sound, I think. Right, finally we have some kind of sound, I think. Right, finally we have some kind of sound, I It's like I'm determined to get somewhere with this, so I don't know why it's not working for me, but I'm going to try again. And I think it's probably because I had the audio on both ways, so I don't know if you can hear me, if you can't hear me. If you can, let me know so if I can carry on. It has left me a little short on time, but I'm happy to just say a few words of what I was going to say about how I'm going to help you this year. So if you can hear me, great. Okay, so what was I going to tell you? I tried so hard. I'm so sorry. It's taken me over 50 minutes to try and get this video together. That I'm now that the sound together. Now I've almost forgotten what I was going to say. But okay, look. There's a few things I wanted to talk to you about, and the main things were ways in which I can help you. So there's been a lot of thought around how I'm going to be able to help you make it affordable for you, but also make it valuable for you. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put out some webinars over the course of this year, and each one of those webinars will be a training session for you. So if you're a subscriber and you tune in, then you'll have access to that webinar and be able to follow the training pattern. Now the pattern will be that I'm going to go through the whole sales process. So I'm actually going to help you right from planning, research, putting your heads together and doing it. Just getting on with it. I had made lots and lots of notes around this, but I'm gonna just, for the sake of time, I'm just gonna go off the cuff on this one now. The first thing I want to do is I want to introduce the cold calling session. I've done quite a lot of writing and quite a lot of thinking, and you'll appreciate that I've trained hundreds and hundreds, probably thousands of salespeople on this subject. So I've got a little bit of knowledge around it, and I think the main thing that I wanted to say is don't be afraid of it. So cold calling, what is it? Well, it's an unsolicited call, as they say. It's a call people don't want, so they say. But then how do you know what you want unless you know what it is? We could say as salespeople. Or how do you know you want the call unless you hear the caller? So it's all down to how you approach the person, how you put yourself across. Now, I've had lots of requests for help, so this is the reason I'm doing this video now. One of the requests was, can you help me? Can you do the calls for me? No, I'm not going to help you by doing the calls for you, because it has to come from you. You know, it's got to come. That nobody can sell what you're selling better than you. Nobody can sell your business better than you can sell your business. So if you're a business owner and you're looking for help on selling it, then, you know, look into what you know. Be confident in what you know about what you're selling and use it. And the other thing is confidence, actually. That's the next point that I can come on to. People say, well, I'm not confident. Well, let me tell you something. You're sitting there making cold calls right now. There's not very many people who've got the guts to sit there and make cold calls. To pick up that phone and actually make calls is a gutsy thing in itself. So don't belittle yourself. Remember, you know, you're doing a great job. Keep doing it. I've had people say, how do you make your conversation sound so friendly and so, I don't know, easy? Well, relaxed, I think was the word. Well, that's because I don't want to put pressure on myself. Why would I want to put pressure on myself? It's already hard enough cold calling. So what do I care what happens on this phone call? I've got questions that I need answers to. So, you know, I'm not on the phone to give myself a hard time. So remember this, behavior breeds behavior. If you come across really difficult or short or trying to be, you know, cleverer than the other person or trying to be better than the other person, then there's going to be a conflict. So just have a conversation like you would with your friends. It usually works. And then there's this, I had some negative comments. One was about data breaching. A data breach. Well, I'm sorry, but if you put yourself out there on Facebook and LinkedIn, you've already breached your own data. So, I'm not afraid to make a cold call to anybody, and I don't see why anybody should be afraid of making a cold call, because I'm not doing it in such a way that's offensive, and I know that. I always say to people, would you listen to you? Yeah, I would listen to me. And that's why I'm not afraid to make the phone calls. So you ask yourself, would you listen to you? And if you would, then keep making the calls. You're not doing anything wrong. Too long. Somebody said I've taken a long time on the research. I think the comment was something like 5 minutes on the research and 2 minutes on the call. Well, yeah. Actually, I'd rather have it that way around, because the call was successful. So as long as the call is successful, I'd always say put the work in, put the groundwork in, put the planning in, because it's important. So there's lots of things around cold calling that I'd like to speak to you about. I want to expand on all of those things there that I've just touched on. I also want to talk to you about how to control the call, the theory behind selling on the phone as well as face-to-face selling. We'll look at the psyche behind it, and hey, I'm not just a cold caller, I'm a shopper, so I can see both sides of it, and I can really share with you the psychology of the shopper. In fact, you're a consumer, we're all consumers. All we have to do is think about how we think. Like I said, listen to yourself. Would you listen to yourself? So I've cut this really, really short because of time, but I will put out another video with a little bit more detail before I go into the live webinars. The first one I'm going to do will be in March, beginning of March, and what I'll do is on that one is I'll talk to you in more depth about preparing yourself and for a call, but more importantly, being able to be confident on the call, being able to control the call, being able to have a nice, relaxed, friendly conversation on the call, and therefore make it a successful call. So I will put it out on the live stream. I'll schedule it so you know when it's going to be. Please look out for it. Once again, thank you so much for subscribing and thank you for listening today. I am so sorry about all the mess up with the audios. However, I'm sure that will be quite an amusing watch as well. I'll certainly be watching it back and laughing, but you know, these things happen. That's all we can do, laugh about them. I'll throw the computer out the window afterwards. All right, take care. I'll speak to you soon.